Uncle Ben, you've just returned recently from the Tent Embassy in Australia Day in Canberra. How did you feel about the media portrayal of that event?
A lot of rubbish. They set it up as though we were very violent people. And all them shots, we had a peaceful march earlier in that day on the 26th. We marched from the city right past the New Canberra, right back to the old Parliament House Tent Embassy. And everything was good. Everybody was peaceful. There was music, there was singing, everybody was happy, dancing. And the way that it was portrayed later, that the whole thing was just out of hand, how the media put it. A girl from Northern Territory got up on the stage. She said, "Just got word from the media that Tony Abbott said," he's down there with Julie Gillard, and said he's going to send the troops in here to tear down the Tent Embassy. Well, that was like waving a red rag at a bull, because there was 2,000 people there, Koris, Noongars, Murrays, Nungas and everything from all different parts of Australia. Well, they just charged straight down there. I stopped in the background there. I saw a lot of it would happen. They were just very violent to some of our younger people there, throwing them on the ground. And, you know, Julie Gillard was dragged by her own security there, force, and Aboriginal people had nothing to do with it. They was just there to protest. Their security done all the rough work with her, dragging into her car with Abbott. And Abbott was smiling when they put him in the car, and he was smirking.
When I saw the photo, Uncle Ben, of that incident with Julia Gillard getting dragged along by the security people, it looked like Tony Abbott's hand was in her back, and the other person who was getting violently shoved was an Aboriginal guy to the right of the picture. He didn't even crack a mention.
That's right. That this country was taken by force, rape, massacre, dispossession. That flag has just put us down, taken away a country that was, they reckon, was terra nullius, but we've been around for 60,000 years. You go to a place up in Derby, Mistake Creek, the reason of that was they massacred these women there and burned them up in a big heap. And because they couldn't find this cattle. And the cattle were just laying in high grass. They found out later. Well, they got away with murder, massacres those days. All the way through Australia. And you know, they think that they approached this peacefully. Men like Yagan, Yalagonga, Medjugorje, you know, and all these other people that went to Rottnest Island, they weren't there for stealing a loaf of bread or a sheep. Some might have, but they stood up for their country like us. The truth never came out. Those people went to Rottnest Island, they went there because they protested against the treatment. Oh, then they put charges on stealing a bullock. Well, I suppose where they went back to their hunting ground, that was all fenced off. And where they couldn't get the kangaroo, well, they just speared a sheep with them. But how did they survive? They were stealing on their own land. Yet they said it was English. This were the laws in 1905 and 18th century that we bear the scars up today. The station owner, my grandfather, sent my mother away to a government settlement. He didn't want her being around, a half-caste kid. This is what they'd done, you know, because there was a lot of shame that they brought it upon them. They committed all these atrocities, this rape, murder, massacre, genocide, you know.
Uncle Ben, thanks very much for your time today. And for people who don't know Uncle Ben, the first time I met him was him ministering to sick Aboriginal people in the hospitals in Perth. And every time there's an Aboriginal funeral on in this district, it's quite usual for Uncle Ben to be there to conduct a service. He's certainly not a violent man.